WWE wrestlers. So I'm sure you thought about this for a while. I'm curious to know who you're thinking off the top of your head. Because I think it's one of those things where in-ring work matters, character matters, promo work matters, exciting matches matter, but also being able to be convincing matters. And in regards to Adam Cole having a full head of hair matters. So sorry, Adam Cole, you're out.
Damn it, Cole. Oh, and I picked him 10 times. No, sound like old boy from freaking Austin Powers. Damn it, 10 times. 3 times. But yeah, I mean, first one of those names that come to my head just because, and I've always said this, they almost pay him too much money to book him bad. I was thinking of Brock.
Okay. I can see that. Brock does have. He's got all the appeal. He's big. He's burly. He's very believable. He's someone that kind of makes you go, "Oh, yeah, I would not like to fight that vanilla gorilla." Because I'm pretty sure if you put Brock in a ring or in a cage or in a enclosure with an actual gorilla, Brock's the one that you're putting money on. Brock's the big game hunter on that one. I could definitely see that. For me, my first contender is going to be Walter. Even though I don't watch NXT UK, because who the fuck does? I think Walter's one of those guys that he's just so good, and if he actually wanted to work internationally more often, I think he would be on the main roster right now, and I think he'd be killing it. But unfortunately, Walter has kind of resigned to being just another WWE UK guy, so whatever. Remember when Finn Balor was the main guy on Raw? I remember.
Curse you for telegraphing my next pick.
Who's your next pick, Marcus?
It's gonna be Balor, not main roster Balor. Prince, this version of Balor that we get in NXT, because he is. I mean, he's that guy. He's exemplifying all the tools. We know he's got the moves and whatnot, but he isn't just Mr. Colgate and abs anymore. Like he's vicious. He's going after. He's cutting great promos. He's being the character he always should have been when he was on the main roster. We could. The conversation around a disconnect between NXT and the main roster when these guys transition is a, like you said earlier, a wormhole, a sinkhole in itself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I go with somebody like Balor, this version of Balor, the Prince that's in NXT, not the, like I said, not the smiley Colgate. Look at my abs, throw my hands up with the rainbow colored shirt so everybody can feel good about my views and whatnot. So
I think for me, my number 2 is gonna be a Black, an Alistair Black.
Damn it!
Was that going to be your next pick too?
Thought he was going to say Shelton Benjamin. No playing. No. I just picked.
For me, Alistair Black is someone who he's not just booked right, because he is, but he's got a unique look. It vibes with him. He's like what, Swedish, Norwegian, Belgium. He's something Scandinavian. He's got that Viking punk rock, metal, dark metal, black metal vibe going for him, and it just works. You know, he's someone who I think shouldn't be having matches longer than 3 minutes because he should just be knocking bitches out. I'm telling you, if you put over Aleister Black as a kickboxing badass, people will want to see that go up against Brock Lesnar. It's just kind of one of those things that makes too much sense to be ignored.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I too am going to pick a Black. But this is more to do with ethnicity than the actual name.
I was about to say, if you pick Tyler, we're done.
Hell no. I know to tread lightly around it, fucker. But yeah, I'm going with and this is definitely gonna be in terms of appreciation, not just of his talent, but the role he's kind of traveled to get the way he is now. I'm going with Keith Lee. Got to be 100% honest. I was not familiar with his work before he came to NXT, and when he debuted in NXT, and I heard all the hype around him just in the third, and it was, he was having matches for the first however many months. I didn't get it. I didn't get the appeal. I know he was big. I know he was strong, deceptively fast and agile, but I didn't click with him. I didn't get it. And then something happened, and the page turned, and you know, uh, everything just started clicking. It's interesting just seeing how it is for watching a lot of these guys when they go from um, like Patrick and Tough Enough to the Velveteen Dream. It's always interesting watching the evolution like that. And with Keith Lee, I think he's got all the tools. He can talk, he can move, he can be the strong man. He can move around like a cage. But I think he really has put all the pieces together, which is why he's, one of the most exciting guys to watch. And that's evident by the fact that they put him in the ring against a guy like Brock, and that was probably one of the best moments in that Royal Rumble, besides just watching Brock decimate everybody. So, yeah, I'm going with Keith.
Brock will throw a bitch, and that's one of the reasons why Keith Lee's on this list, because he's not a bitch. You're not going to sacrifice me on an altar, are you? What, on the first date? Slut.
Damn it, I've got to get caught up.
God bless you, Rosemary. You're precious. My third pick is going to be the obvious pick. It's Daniel Bryan. He can do promos. He can do the wrestle. He can do it all. I mean, I don't need much explanation for Mr. Bryan.
Yeah, I'm gonna meet you right there. Another guy who doesn't need an explanation, but possibly a haircut and some depending on what angle, potential facelift. I'm going with the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. I mean, if you've seen him, whether it be in Impact or WWE, ain't much else need to be said. The fact that he's still doing what he's doing at his particular age and his particular point in his career, where a lot of guys have severely slowed down, and he slowed down, but he's gotten far more, I think, methodical in just what he does and when he does it, which has made him to me a more, a refined performer, even with all his skills. So yeah, you got to go. You can never count the phenomenal one out. You can bury him, but you can't count him.
For me, my next one's gonna be of the lady folk. I gotta go with Sasha Banks. Booked poorly. We're doing the Bayley Banks feud again for the fourth time in 6 years. Whatever. But she's a 5-tool player. She can wrestle. She's got a personality. She can cut promos. She's unique enough in the ring that she doesn't kind of get lost. And she's just kind of the all-around package of what you're looking for when marketing. The fact is, though, the company doesn't know how to use her. Because here we are, once again. Same fucking feud. It's the only thing they know how to do.
Yeah, again, we rolling a similar die. This name is not as big as Banks, does not have the accolades, but I think she's got all the talent to meet somebody like Banks in the ring and put on a 5-star match, or 4.5 at least. This is another talent I think that got misused even when it was in NXT, and now they've made the transition and they're getting squandered on freaking, I guess, main event, which I recently found out about. I'm talking about Bianca Belair.
Main event's still a thing?
See?
I genuinely didn't know that.
You see, this is what we're talking about, people. But yeah, Bianca Belair is a person I like you said with Banks. I think she's a 5-tool player. She's got the look. She's got the skill set, just everything. Like that Monica about the EST, the roughest, toughest, fastest, smartest, all that stuff. She embodies all that stuff, and I think she's, like Sasha Banks, could be a great spokesperson, great head of a division, and anybody can get behind, even if they're heel or face. But again, already hadn't even had a chance to properly show off what she can do on the main roster. She's already being maligned. So, you know.
Let's see. I'm up to 6. So that's, for me, Chad Gable. I think the only thing that he's really missing is the ability to showcase that he has a personality. God knows that's not going to happen in this company. No, I'm on 5. Sorry. Wait, am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm on 5. I can count. So yeah, he's probably the best pure wrestler in the game right now, in my opinion. Bryan has definitely lost a step, and he's also purposely lost a step, I think, which is fair. You know, the dude's been through enough, and Styles has definitely lost 2 steps, but his 2 steps is still better than everyone else's at this point, so it's like, all right, fair enough. But I think Gable, Matt-wise, is still the best wrestler going, and it's really hard to compete with that.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're not wrong. It's like what is he talking about? Like somebody said what he's talking about, you can't even question it because he's freaking going around in basketball shorts and a headband, and can't even beat it, and can't even beat one guy with a whole other partner who outweighs him by probably how many pounds of muscle as Apollo Crews. So yeah, God bless him, man. I hope eventually he gets something. Like at this point, might have to call him to Raw so he can be a part of the Nazi Humper faction. Some consistent TV time.
Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Marcus, do you have any more?
No, I mean, I guess we did 5 apiece. Yeah, I think I got my 5, but I guess maybe an honorable mention. Uh, yeah, I can't go with you. Your charisma is gone after that damn commercial.
Wait,
uh,
who?
must be Monday.
Oh, must be Monday.
Hey, can't do it. You're done. You're done out here. You know what?
Must be Monday.
I gotta go up here. I can't be even talk about the king of making soup out of shit stew. I'm gonna go with Truth, man.
You know, he's on my honorable mention list too.
Go with Truth, man. The guy has he's what, close to the 50 than he is to 40.
I think he's
Has the body,
47.
yeah, close to 50 than he is to 40. Got the body of somebody in their 20s. Got the energy of somebody in their 20s.
He's got the energy
And
of someone in their fucking 5s.
oh god, you're not wrong. And again, like I said, nobody has rolled with more punches better than he has. And the great thing about him, kind of like Rosemary, like you could drop them right out of what they're doing now and put them in something serious, and it won't feel awkward. Even with him taking the 24/7 thing, which is really he's been the only highlight of that.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't saying much, but again, God bless him. And even taking a bunch of unnecessary L's to Lashley. All truth is just that guy who you can really just, in a lot of ways, he really is a 5-tool player. He can entertain you with his ass off. He can surprise you in the ring, and you just like seeing him. Period. So you definitely can't say that about a lot of people. So
Help me out here. Which one is which? Liv Morgan was on Raw, and Mandy Rose was on SmackDown, right?
yeah, yep.
That had nothing to do with anything. I was just trying to remember who was who, because they're basically the same person. I have a few honorable mentions, mostly different styles and whatnot. I have 3 women. Mia Yim and Mercedes Martinez are probably the best all-around workers. They're not the flashiest, but they are super fucking talented. Shotzi Blackheart is on here because I think she's the most charismatic woman on the roster. She's also super good in the ring, but that's not her strength, as opposed to her promo work. I think her personality is what her driving force is. And then I got 3 dudes: Tim Thatcher, because he does the Thatcher; Pete Dunne, because he does the Pete Dunne; and then, of course, Ron Killings. So those are my honorable mentions.
Those, I mean, look, man, those are some great picks, man. Thatcher is he just a smash mouth type of dude, man. Old school.
So join us next week as I stretch. Join us next week. We'll do Impact next week.
Yeah.
Then we'll do the rest. I know you haven't watched much MLW. So unless you want to binge like 5 or 6 episodes, I can do an MLW list on my own to spare you from having to dedicate 10 hours to watching content.
Yeah, I was about to say if there was one specific episode you may be able to point to, but it sounds like something that, like you said, would need about 4 or 5 episodes because one might just do it a disservice.
Well, they only do hour episodes, so usually you're only going to get X group of guys on 1, then you'll get another X group of guys on 2, and then another X group of guys on 3. So you really can't get a fair baseline unless you watch 3 or 4 weeks of content in a row.
Oh wow, that's another reason why you like it. They actually know how to book.
Yes, they don't put the same guys out every single week in the same fucking matches. They're like, hey, we're gonna split this up a bit, and everyone's like, oh, okay, cool.